The Scottish Government have decided all 8,000 of their workers must take a pronoun pledge to add their gender identity to their email signatures. What a muck nonsense. Given the relatively tiny percentage of the population who question their gender, making the entire workforce play, well, woke word games seems as utterly ridiculous that some will doubtless find rather ludicrous. And of course, there will be some who decide to play pronoun bingo for the sheer hell of it, to exercise their own little campaign of trawling for microaggressions among their weird peers. This comes after the Foreign Office has also made top diplomats sign off memos with preferred pronouns, a pressing concern, no doubt, for the High Commissioner of Djibouti. The list of possible pronouns, which will doubtless become farcically limitless, includes Z, Z-I-E, which is apparently gender-neutral.
Z?
Yeah, I thought it was a Dutch word, meaning C. Apparently not. It's just double Dutch. Well, I planted my flag long ago on this issue, what with my very unisex name and indeed my Twitter handle and Instagram handle, @thatwomanalex. So, quite apparent that my pronoun is that.
And this is going to be made compulsory. So
Yeah.
all employees will have to put it, even if they're not bothered about it or they are bothered about it. You have to put it.
Well, they have to take this pronouns pledge and agree to do it. I don't know whether you can opt out, but I guess that's not the point, is it? I think you have to do it, yeah.
I do quite like the
What are
word
your
Z,
pronouns,
though.
Paul?
Z.
Z. Are you going to be a Z?
I am Z. Although it sounds a bit German, doesn't
That's
it?
what I thought it
Z
does,
Paul
doesn't it?
Hawkins, Z Alex
Z Paul.
Phillips, Z GBNews.
No, I'm just that.
That.
Oh, can you go and give that? Can you make a cup of tea for that?
That.
For that,
yeah.
that,
Make
yeah.
a cup of tea for that.
Yeah, I quite like it. So that from now on, please. Don't you forget it.
What's
I'll
this about
consider
Sir
it a
Simon
microaggression.
Rattle?
Oh, well, he's rattled. Sir Simon Rattle fessed up to dodging last night at the proms because, well, it seems to rattle him. He called the anthem-packed patriotic pomp and circumstance jingoistic. Sorry, what? Our rip-roaring totemic shanties and masterpieces belted out over a sea of flags sung in every corner of the country in a heart-surging moment of national pride. Sorry you find the concept so ghastly, Sir Simon. Just as well you've applied for German citizenship and a job at Munich Radio Symphony Orchestra. Just make sure they don't get you to conduct Wagner, or indeed Deutschland über alles. I have a feeling you might find them somewhat problematic.
Have you been to the last night of the proms?
I'd love to go, but I think
you've never been?
To be a prommer for
No, I've
quite
never
a few
been either.
seasons. I think you have to go to all of the, you know, more sort of highbrow stuff and have a few prom concerts under your belt to access the last night tickets.
Yeah,
but
it
we
looks
always
good.
watch it.
All I've heard about it from anecdotal friends' experience is someone who went to the last night of the proms and got in a fight.
Nice.
And so we called it the last fight at the proms.
No, oh,
There you
good.
go. Do you like
I
what we
like
did
that.
there?
Do you remember, though, last year there was all of that, you know, humdrum about whether or not we should sing Rule Britannia because it's probably racist and colonial, and then they were going to play it as an orchestral piece. And
Without the
people not
lyrics, but then they did put the
sing,
lyrics in,
and
didn't they?
Yeah. But, I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? I love Last Night at the Proms. It's great.
Yeah, it's good sometimes watching on the TV, but it would be nicer to be there, I think. Although, obviously, that is quite difficult at the moment.
I went to one of the big screens once and had, like, a boozy picnic, and that was good fun.
Ah, OK.
Yeah.
What's this about Anita Rani?
Well, Countryfile presenter Anita Rani has claimed she probably didn't win Strictly because of her skin colour. Really? No, I mean, really? She told Radio Times she wonders how her career would have played out if she was blonde-haired and blue-eyed. Let me help you with that, Anita, as someone who worked as a blonde woman. You probably would have been totally passed over having no diversity box to tick. That's just the truth of it. But you publicly called Brexit an omnishamble, so that would have courted some sage nods of approval. But if Strictly really is a racist enterprise, how does that explain Oria Duba or Louis Smith or Alicia Dixon and Mark Ramprakash, all Strictly champions? Maybe they could just dance better.
Fair enough.
Does seem a bit of an odd, you know, claim, doesn't it? Oh, I didn't win Strictly because my skin colour. But just listed a load of people who won Strictly.
I'll be honest, I can't stand Strictly.
Oh, I don't like it either. It goes on too long. It's like half hour's worth of entertainment squeezed out.
Just
over
the
a
second I
marathon.
hear the Strictly theme, it
it's
makes
grim,
me
isn't it?
just...
I know, it is. I don't like it. No, not for me.
Right, moving on.
Oh, see, we could be good telemates, it seems. Anyway, having been rather unceremoniously stripped of the role of government spokeswoman, Allegra Stratton has got the fancy new title of Department for Dishwashes or something. As the PM's new climate change rep, well, they had to think of something for her, didn't they? She's already contributing to hot air by telling Britain they shouldn't rinse their plates before loading the dishwasher to save the environment. Come on, Allegra. Everyone knows this is the worst form of dog whistle. It will divide the country more than Brexit. But let's face it, only utter cretins allow limp bits of lettuce flotsam and fragments of meat jetsam to splatter their crystalware, or willingly petrifies their morning oats onto every single cooking utensil for eternity. I confess, though, I have been that cretin on a few occasions, and having opened the dishwasher to survey the carnage of culinary detritus, have quickly shut it again and set it to repeat the cycle. Yep, very environmentally friendly indeed.
But plates do need a wash, sometimes.
They do.
Sometimes, but not all the time.
You don't have to wash everything to put it in the
Before
dishwasher.
you've had some ketchup on your plate, and that's all there is, a little blob of ketchup, and you haven't... Your ratio of ketchup on the plate to food was too great and you're left with too much ketchup. The dishwasher should be able to take care of that. You don't need to wash it off.
But egg yolk is a serial offender. Bake that thing on in the dishwasher and you'll be there with, like, the knife trying to scrape it off afterwards.
I'll give you egg yolk.
Yeah. But, you know, people always say, oh, you don't have to wash it. You do. Anyone who owns a dishwasher knows that time that they've tried to put things in, think, oh, I'm too lazy, just whack it all in there and close the door. Doesn't work, does it? GBNews at GBNews.uk. Are you a rinser or not a rinser?
Yeah.
Burning question of the day.
Speaking of rinsing it...
Yeah, apparently macho men like Paul here emit more greenhouse gases than anyone else. Yeah, but that's because they have cool cars and power tools and patio heaters and can down 11 pints of bitter with a platter of animal limbs, leading to seismic expulsions. We know what I'm talking about. A Swedish study found on average men were responsible for nearly 18% more greenhouse gas emissions than women, and urges governments to explain to men how high the emissions are that their expenditure is causing. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't look twice at a namby-pamby tree hugger pootling around in a Poke-mobile wearing recycled hemp. But throw him in an Aston Martin and my little skull rotates like the girl in The Exorcist. Just saying.
What an interesting analogy. Yeah, your heads turn like the little girl in The Exorcist. Wow.
Does it worry you, your greenhouse emissions?
No, as my partner will tell you, as Dawn will tell you, that when it comes to emitting greenhouse emissions, I easily can beat everyone in the house, including the dog.
How?
So,
what are you doing?
Eating too much, mostly.
Let's
not go there.
Yeah.
Let's not go there.
Let's talk about that.
Let's leave
I might
that
just
there.
sit over here a little bit, just in case.
I think that's best.
Be on the safe side.
Indeed.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.